I'm Paul Tyson with Burlesoft's Digital Dialogue series, and we're back here today with Steve Bradley, and we're discussing Steve's series on HR digital transformation. Steve, it's good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
You talk about why digital transformation and thinking digitally is important to HR, and you talk about technology as a force multiplier. Can you explain further?
In my article, I talk about the kinetic theory of matter, which you probably learned in high school.
Actually, I learned it from you.
Good, good. But anyway, the theory states that particles that make up all matter are constantly in motion. So let me give you an example what I mean by that in a kind of a macro way. Think about a small raft sitting on the water, and you're in the raft. The winds, the currents, and the tides are still going to move that raft, but without purpose, so it'll go wherever they go. But I want to control it, so by adding a paddle, rudder, or a sail, I can control the direction and move the raft with purpose. These small additions are technology multipliers. They allow me to move the raft in my chosen direction.
That's right. In fact, that reminds me, in your article, you talk about the America's Cup race and the technology progression of that race over the years.
Yeah, I wanted to come up with something that, I don't know which I came up with the raft or the yacht idea first, or the yacht race, but I used the America's Cup sailing yacht race as an example. So most people don't know, but the America's Cup race is about 170 years old. And what I noted is that for the first 125 years or so, the advance in yacht designs was slow but steady.
Okay.
Then starting in the last 50 years, things really were changing rapidly. And in the last 20 years, the change has been exponential. So much so that the technology has replaced more than 50% of what was done by a crew.
Wow.
So today, even if you wanted to participate in the America's Cup race, you don't have any choice but to adopt the technology.
You have to use the technology.
It's inevitable, is what I've been saying.
Yeah.
It's
what a great example.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. I have another example, which is kind of puts things in perspective about how fast the technology changed in the recent years. Did you know that the iPhone was first released in 2007?
2007. That makes it 12 years old. It's not even a teenager yet.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good analogy. I got my first iPhone in 2013, and currently I'm on my third revision of it already. And I've spent 92% of my life without an iPhone. But in this world, I can't imagine ever being without it again, or the next thing for that matter. What I'm trying to say is that the message I want to give to HR is that you cannot run or hide from the advance of technology. Right? Most importantly, the technology itself is actually defining the new normal. So thinking digitally also means paying attention to the technology and anticipate how it may impact HR and how it's going to be used to advance people, processes, and increase employee engagement. That's the message I wanted to give.
Yeah. So it's here to stay.
Yeah.
It's not going away, and you need to learn to embrace it and think digitally and utilize it to your advantage.
Yes, absolutely.